Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you live from Whitefish, Montana. And today is Thursday, therefore it is Thunderstruck Thursday. I took a drink before, hoping not to have to cough for you. So it's Thunderstruck Thursday, and of course this one I planned before I got sick. And so it's a little bit late because I'm using the August sketch that my team member Missy put into our team page, and I wanted to use it to show you how to turn a sketch into a card and how you can have some variations on it. It doesn't have to be exactly like the sketch to still follow the sketch. So let's take a look at the sketch. So here we have the sketch. It is from Tonya Denton. She's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. She gives the exact measurements. I use that typically for my first time around, but then afterwards I kind of play with it. Or sometimes I just go right out of the gate, I go rogue. So let me show you. The first one I did, this one followed the measurements. Well, except this, because this wasn't going to fit in here. So I did have to change it up, and it's okay to change it up. It still follows the sketch, you can see. So we have our piece here that's 2.5 by 3 3/4. We have our piece underneath that is 2 3/4 by 3. And then we have this one, which she is recommending 3/4 of an inch by 2.5 inches. And I took the thicker one so that my short sentiment would fit. Now this is from the Inspiration Squad. The last I looked, it was on the last chance list, but I hadn't had a chance to use it, so I really wanted to. Of course, that was in August. Anything could have changed by now. So if it's no longer on there, I apologize. But I had already done this and prepped for it. So I decided to just go ahead and use it. I will be keeping it because of the dragon. It's not easy to find dragons, and I do love dragons. So I'll be keeping the stamp set. So I won't be able to sell it to you when it is gone. But I wanted you to see how you can use it. And I'm chose 3 different ones to use today. So we have this one. So what I did is I embossed this with the birch bark embossing folder, which is a current item. And then I used the leaves from the, and I could have grabbed that, from the, maybe, there it is. All right, I got a mess going on. All right, so I used these leaves from the Spotlight on Nature. All right, and so then I combined it. I went ahead on the garden green. I stamped in garden green, so tone on tone, and then on the beige, the basic beige, I stamped the green, and then I fussy cut out our little ringtail. Oh, ringtail. Can't think of what he's called. He's a ringtail something. And I'm pretty sure he's in the rainforest because he's got the big eyes. So I went ahead and stamped him in black, and then I used the, I think the Smoky Slate to color him. The Smoky Slate Stampin' Blends I used to color him. What's going on with my, there we go, okay. My cameras have been acting up. I don't know what's going on, so forgive me if things are acting weird. I think Streamlabs has an update that I need to do. I just didn't have time before this, so I'll probably do it after because it's acting weird. All right, so that's what I wanted to show you, and then on the inside I went ahead and stamped across each of these, and then I can do my writing right here. So that was that one, to follow the sketch exactly. Then I did, here we go. Oh, and on the envelope I did the leaves again on the flap. Then I wanted to do something completely out of the box as well. And so I did the dragon, and I used circles instead. These circles are from the Spotlight on Nature as well. These are fabulous circles. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Hold on. Let me take that off. There we go. All right, so here we have the circles. And so I used 3 different size circles because I did the white. And then I did the Highland Heather And then I colored it in the Highland Heather and the Pool Party. And then I used the larger one here, but it still, as you can see, it still gives that concept. You have a larger piece, you have the background piece, and then you have the sentiment. And I didn't use a ribbon or anything on this one. I kept it fairly simple. I did, again, emboss using the wavy one. Hi, Covina. Hi, Missy. Lemur, thank you. A ring-tailed lemur, thank you. I'm pretty sure they're in Madagascar, but I just couldn't think of it. All right, and so I used the wave embossing folder here. All right, so I do like to, a lot of times when there's this much background, I do like to have an embossing folder to kind of help set the theme and the idea. So with the dragon, I did the waves, and with this one, I did the birch bark. All right, and then I ended up doing the waves on the flap of the envelope. So now I have one, and we're going to now turn this card kind of this way. All right, because it's still the sketch. Nothing says your sketch has to be exactly like this. Nothing says that it has to have these exact shapes and sizes. As you can see, I did the first one, but then I changed it up for the second one, and now we're going to change it up a little bit more because we're going to turn the sketch sideways and make it landscape. You have the rectangle dies, not the circles. Okay. Oh, we used this stamp set earlier this year or last year for card club, so you might have those and just forgot. But the circles are great to have. So this is what I did this time, is I brought in a embossed, because you know me, I do love embossed. This is the exposed brick. All right, so we're going to turn it this way like that. And then what I did for this one, I did find a square that's about that size. But for the rectangle, I decided to use this because I don't have a rectangle that has this stitching. And even though it's two different stitching, it's still stitching. You can see that. So this one is from the Stylish Shape Dies. This one is from the Nestled Essential Die. Oh, that's a hard word. Let me grab them. All right, I guess I put the other one away. So Nested Essentials. So this one is from the Nested Essentials. Whew, tongue-tied. And this time, instead of lapping it this way, I'm going to actually lap it this way. All right, so I guess we've kind of turned it this way. All right, so I have this here, and then I have this one. And then instead of putting that there, I'm actually going to put that here. Sorry, forgot to turn that down. All right, but let's go ahead and add something to it. All right, yes, they are in the Madagascar movie. Okay, I think they live on the island of, or the island country. Yeah, something like that, Madagascar. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to use the lion this time, and you make me proud, because I, of course, was thinking of my son. So we have that and that. If it had a bear, proud mama bear, that would have worked for me too. But there was no bear, so we're just going to go with this. And I am using Early Espresso. This is crushed curry and pecan pie, but I like to have my sentiments typically darker. And I'm going to use actually, I think I'm going to grab the pecan pie for the lion. I think that will look much better than the dark one. So we're going to do this, and I'm going to stamp him right here. All right, so stamp him right here, and then I'm going to use the light pecan pie to kind of fill in his mane. Okay, so it's not just, so we're gonna do that. Maybe we should do the dark first. We'll draw the lines with the dark. Here we go. And just kind of touching it up because I already stamped it on the crushed curry so that it wouldn't have to color the whole thing. Was it laziness? Not particularly. Pride lion. You get it? Yeah, you get it. All right. So, and I'm just using the brush, and I'm not even like filling in everything. I'm leaving a little bit of yellow in there. All right. But just wanted to add a little bit of that so that it wasn't, so that he wasn't just all yellow. And I think his tail needs it too, right? Because the tip of the tail is darker. There we go. All right, so now we have just a quick, easy lion. We're going to, and I forgot mine. I'm not prepared. Apparently, I'm not prepared. I forgot my dimensionals. So now I've got my dimensionals. All right. You can tell I kind of got out of practice by being sick. Oh, I made that a little too upright. I meant to turn that more. That's okay. So we're going to put dimensionals on the back of everything and pop it all up. Okay, we need to do the dimensionals on the back of this one first because then there may not be as many dimensionals on that one. And we'll put that one in the middle. So catalogs went out yesterday from me. I think in the future I'm going to have Stampin' Up! Send them to you. The catalogs went out from me yesterday. Do that right there. And then we can have them tip a little bit forward. So I need another dimensional here. And then we need one up top. And then we're just going to put a little bit of glue there so that it stays connected to the other piece. So, and there's a special coming. I have a special coming starting on the 5th. It's coming. Newsletters are coming out. There's some information in your catalog about it. Some double dipping going on. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and use dimensionals here. All right, and you're wondering, double dipping, how am I going to double dip? I'm going to tell you all about it next week. It starts on the 9th. I put my calendar down and now I don't know what's what. It starts, let me see, starts on the 9th on Tuesday. Some double dipping going on. So you make me proud. We can go ahead and do a little bow with our wonderful, wonderful linen thread. It's fast becoming one of my absolute favorites. I like also using baker's twine. I find baker's twine and linen thread are less bulky, so a lot easier for mailing. All right, we're going to put that there. And I actually have a little adhesive dot, glue dot. Put that right there. Pull that up. Roll that up a little bit. Stick that on and voila. All right. Super easy. All right, so I've got my exposed brick. Back here, I've got my two different shapes. It still pretty much follows the sketch. It's just flipped around and changed, all right? So I've shown you today 3 ways that you can do the sketch. So you can take the sketch and you can copy it exactly. Sometimes some sketches don't have measurements, so then you're going to have to eyeball it. All right, so there's that one. Then we can flip it and turn it, or we can use different shapes. All right, so here we go. Here are 3 different ways that this sketch has been created. All right, 3 different ways. So Missy says, yes, isn't this set adorable? Man, is there a charity paper? There is not a charity paper in the new fall mini. There is a stamp set, and it is, where's my catalog? My desk is a disaster right now. I'm telling you what. I have a catalog around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. All right, so the stamp set, this is now live, so I can show you the inside. The stamp set is this one right here, Love and Courage. This is the new Give Back stamp set for this year. All right, Love and Courage, it's okay to not be okay. Friends don't let friends fight cancer alone. Thank you for supporting me throughout my battle. Love, hope, and then this one with the sunflower, support, strength, heart, faith, resolve, fight, hope, courage, survivor, believe. All right, so a great stamp set, and for every stamp set sold, $3 will be donated to breast cancer organizations. All right, this is the Love and Courage stamp set. So that's a really great stamp set. This one is Inspiration Squad, and you'd have to see if it's in the online store or not. It was, like I said, it was on the last chance list when I first set up this live, but then I got sick, so I don't know if it's gone or not. What is the difference between linen thread and baker's twine? Great question. All right, great question. So baker's twine is more of a, I think it's more of a synthetic, and it's a little thicker. And here is your linen thread, and it is cotton. All right, it is cotton. So I'm pretty sure it's more like it's more rough and not as smooth. Let me put these two next to each other. All right, it's more rough and not as smooth. So you can see how the linen thread has more texture to it than the baker's twine. Plus, the linen thread only typically comes in this color, although they did have some other linen thread colors. And then the baker's twine is where they can mix colors up, and you can have the red and white baker's twine, or you can have white with any other color, or you can have a gold mixed in, or you can have two-tone. All right, so it's just, this one is a little bit thicker than the linen thread. All right, and I think this is more synthetic, and I think this is cotton, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I would have to look in the online store and see what it says. So that's the difference. They both tie well. The linen thread is a little stiffer than this. You can see how when it hangs, it's a little stiffer. All right, so you're welcome. Thanks for asking. There may be lots of other people who have thought the same thing. So that is my Thunderstruck Thursday for today. I trust you give it a whirl. I think I'm going to find a sketch to put on the Facebook page, and I encourage you to try and make that card and see. I'm not going to show my creation right away because I don't want you to be intimidated by it or think that you have to do it that way. So I'm just going to put a sketch up, and we'll have people put their card and see what they think of it and how they interpret it, because it can be interpreted differently. You can have exactly the same, you can turn it sideways, or you can do different shapes. So let's see what you come up with. I'm going to be posting a little bit later today a sketch for you to give a whirl. I don't usually say try, so for you to do and see what you think. All right, so thank you for joining me today. I will be back here on Monday morning. I know I have something going on Monday morning. Let me look real quick. I will be, oh no, not this Monday, it's the next Monday. So I will be back here Monday morning at 9:30 a.m. for Paper Pumpkin Playdate, and I will be bringing you 2 alternates since I missed some time with this kit. So I will see you on Monday morning. Have a wonderful weekend and take care. Bye-bye. Oh, hold on. Wait. See, I haven't done lives. I forget how to do them. All right, now take